Hello and welcome back to the course. In this video, I'm going to take a look at a psychological phenomenon known as paralysis by analysis. And while this chart in front of you looks ridiculous, I'd be the first to point out that this is considered a normal template that comes with MetaTrader 4. It is the momentum one. I could change to the popular one. You get very much the same kind of nonsense. This goes to the heart of one of the most problems that a new trader will face. It's paralysis by analysis. Typically what happens is that the new trader tries to find trading systems that assure profits. And while that makes sense, they don't typically have the wherewithal to hang on through the usual pullbacks that you will get occasionally. They put far too much pressure on themselves to be perfect, and of course, systems are treated very much the same way. Think of it this way. If your retirement planner averaged 11% of the year, you are not going to be looking over their shoulders and complaining about any time there was a small loss. You just look at your results at the end of the year and realize that they've done their job. You must give yourself the same kind of slack when it comes to trading. Unfortunately, most people can't, and this is where they start to get this paralysis by analysis. It's best summed up as having far too many indicators or rules for a trade setup. In this popular setup on MetaTrader 4, a trader may look at an uptrend line, the MACD, the stochastic oscillator, and the RSI, and the uptrend line has to signal that there's support. This has to be in a certain place. This has to cross in the oversold area so you can buy. This has to be above 70. And by the time you get through all of that, what you have is far too many trade rules to pull the trigger. And that is a problem. That does not allow you to get involved in the market. It's not that you should get in the market willy-nilly and just jump in at the drop of a hat. But in order to profit, you do have to be involved. And this is a crunch, in my experience, for fear. You have a fear of losing. So there's a lot of different things you can look at. One thing you look at is your position size. Just trade with the overall trend. If you can't figure out what the trend is, try a different market. There's nothing that says, in this case, that you have to trade the Euro Aussie. You could just as easily trade the Euro Dollar or the Japanese Yen, Canadian dollar pair, something like that. You'll see that my default chart looks more like this. It's much more clear to see what's going on. I don't have this big mess on the charts. Professional traders tend to use a very light touch with indicators. You may see something like moving averages. You may see a moving average or two. But beyond that, you don't typically see a whole lot, maybe a MACD. But the more lines you have on a chart, the more likely you are to talk yourself out of trading. It's one of the most common issues with trading, and it's all based upon a fear of loss. Cut down your position size. Pay attention to the trend. Trade with it. Accept that there will be losses. Makes your trading career much easier to get through and be successful with.